Hello and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Group 1 warm-up race at Imola. So we've got currently a number of races on the grid, and I think it's going to be quite an interesting race. I think there's going to be 17 on track competing for this race. We've a new racer this week as well. Let me just find his name, if I can find it. Nelson Abronhoser. He's already showing to be quite a quick guy, so let's see where he fits in. He's gone straight into Group 1 because I asked him what time he was doing around Imola, and it's fair to say it was a very respectable time, well, much quicker than mine anyway. So consequently it was felt he should be in Group 1. And we've got the usual, you know, you've got your Mark Neutlings, your Lars, Eklund, you've got your, well, all the usual, Jorgen Walby, we've got Kev Forrest, Dimitri Stathis, Neil Bywater, Mersh Paunov, Reese Wiggin, Andra Kayola, Krista Hjort, Chris Bourne, Carlo Van Brabant, John Saunders, Eric Dont and Tony Whittam. So I think there's quite a lot on the table for this race. Hopefully it'll be a clean race, but I think it's going to be an interesting one. I didn't see the race yesterday, but the Group 3 race on Friday was excellent. So hopefully this will be the same, just a little bit quicker. So more laps, more fuel, that sort of thing. As usual, I've got Jeremy with me for this race, and he'll be taking part as part of the commentary team.
Hello everyone. Hello Alessandro. Hello Mark.
And we've got Terry, Andy and Alessandro in the chat as well. So
hello Andy, yes, and Terry.
Obviously if you guys want to chat, we'll try and use that as part of the communication. But I think the hot topic of the day today is Formula 1. So I'm not going to ask for a debate on that, but there's just so many things wrong with that Formula 1 today. First of all, the shambolic qualifying yesterday, where it was evident that racers shouldn't have been out on the track, and with the best ability, the FIA thought they would try it. Consequently, you had Vettel saying this is a red flag, and then you get obviously Norris going off, injuring himself as a result of that. He shouldn't have been let out. Everybody knew today was going to be the same. Consequently, getting the cars to go out behind the safety car just to tick a box, to me, is fraudulent. And all them viewers and all them people who have paid to go there, I would certainly want a refund. Now I know Hamilton, I believe, was saying very similar. They've got the ability to move that race to either another part of the year, which they've done before, or equally they could have actually ran it on Monday. There may have been logistical reasons why they couldn't do that, but coincidentally they didn't do it, and they chose, well, let's just call it a day and move on to next week at Zandvoort. But unfortunately it didn't, and it ended, and they're all celebrating and congratulating each other at the end. What are they congratulating each other for? You know, Perez as well, I don't know if people saw, Perez on the way to the grid, spun it, hit the barrier, or oversteered, hit the barrier, ruined his car. And because the race hadn't officially started, they gave him an hour and a half to repair his car so he could come back on the grid. The race hadn't officially started. Why did the clock count down? Why did they go from 43 laps down to 39 laps? Some of these things just don't really add up a little bit. You know, if the race hadn't started, it'd still be 43 laps. But anyway, I'm not an FIA executive, so I can't answer them questions. But there's just
yeah. I think it's all due to how big it is of a show worldwide, and the pressure not to cancel a race, to try to broadcast at all cost. But you know, they've been in the past rain in Suzuka, and I believe the conditions were even worse than they were today. Why they didn't race? You know, I mean, I think it's because of what happened yesterday to Norris. Yes, it was very treacherous, and but then again, to wait that long for nothing is not good for F1. It's not good for F1.
Absolutely.
But you cannot either also put all the drivers at risk. I mean, we know what can happen on this track if you lose the car, and what happened to Norris yesterday was pretty heavy as well. So
absolutely.
So they're very difficult, but I think it's money. It's the pressure of money, the pressure of the show, all the million viewers, because F1, I think, is the second most viewed sport in the world after football. So there you go.
Yeah, we've
It's
got
the pressure.
absolutely. We've got a few more who joined the stream now. We've got Dave T from Sim Racing Elite. Hi,
Hello,
Dave.
guys.
Hopefully, see you on track soon. We've got Peter LaFrance. We've got Ruben Monsanto. Derek Bird. So, Derek, Group 1 should be on track.
Hey.
Not in the stream. We've got Don Quees joined. And Hugh Van Hassenhove's joined as well. So, hi, everyone. Yeah, we just started that discussion, taking a deep breath, getting it all off our chest. And for those who didn't see the GT3 at Brands Hatch today, I want to know, where did the car go? Because one minute you saw it, one minute you don't.
Huge crash.
So absolutely unbelievable. For those who haven't seen it, there is a replay somewhere. I think we've shared it on the eSeniors Facebook page.
Yeah.
And there was an incident. A McLaren hit the barrier and disappeared. Basically, it took off into the forest. So yes, Terry, scary was an understatement. But it just goes to show how much effort these guys are putting in when they can take a car that's running flat and it disappears over a barrier that's meant to secure the car. I do believe the driver was okay, but still scary stuff. We've got Andreas joined us as well. Hi, Andreas.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. So just we've got Nikos, our resident guy who does all the skins for everybody.
Yes. Hello, Nikos.
So Derek's just said the reason why he's not racing, if a friend came round and he's decided to have a few drinks. So obviously taking a leaf out the book there, don't drink and drive. Very sensible thing, Derek, obviously, especially on the track with all these fast guys. So just a bit of obviously we're in qualifying now, official qualifying. John Saunders, who's currently got pole, is a relatively new racer. He's been racing with us for the last week, been finding his feet a little bit. I think he raced in Group 3 earlier this week, or he raced and we realised his times were, shall we say, a little bit too quick. So we've straight away promoted him into Group 1. And I think, as you can see, that's a pretty good decision we've made. I have been speaking to John privately through Discord Messenger. Yeah, and the guy is quick, but I think he admits that sometimes, the car will go off track, and I think that's the thing he's got to try and eliminate. Hopefully he won't, penalise me for saying that on the stream. That was him saying that, and he did make a couple of mistakes when we were racing the other day. But yes, he's a very, very quick guy. We've got good old, and he's currently on a 142. If he carries this on, it'll be the first time I've seen a 141 at Imola. So he's currently 2/10 up.
That's pretty
and he's
incredible.
done a 142.2. Is he going to do it? If he's not, he's going to be very close. No, he's lost time.
Check this out. Top 10 almost in the same second.
Yeah, he did a 142.1. I can only dream of that. If I woke up with that in my dreams, I'd be thinking I'm a racing driver. 142.1. We've got Andrea. Again, we all know Andrea. Been racing with us for a while. He's currently on a 142.3. This current lap, he's not gaining anything. He's going to stick with it. And Reese has been with us for a while. Unfortunately, I've not seen Reese race until recently. And this guy's fast as well. So I expect the three guys I've just mentioned to be the ones battling out. But there is a new guy who's joined us today, Nelson Abranhoser. So welcome, Nelson. If you do get to watch this stream back, welcome. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the group. And hopefully going to be a happy member of the family. He's already putting in a 142.3. I was speaking to him again on Messenger before, asking him for his lap times, and I spoke to Jeremy and said, this guy's Group 1. He's not let me down. Okay. Now, Jeremy did think he was sandbagging a little bit, but I'm not too sure. But again, I think the top four here is going to make this race absolutely amazing. And I think the slightest mistake are going to let people past. Then we've got good old Mark, 142.5, who's currently residing in the pits. We've got Jorgen, who's also on a 142.5. These lap times are extraordinary. Carlo, who's just gone into pole with a 141.8. Absolutely amazing. Incredible. We've got Neil Bywater on a 142.8. We've got Eric Dont on a 142.9. That's the first 9 drivers under 142. That's unbelievable. And then we've got Lars Eklund on a 143.1. I think Chris Bourne has done a 143.1 as well. As we know, Chris Bourne, once he gets going, is a very quick guy. It'll be interesting to see how he fares with the guys we've now currently got in the group, where it's only going to add to the fantastic racing. Kev Forrest, who's been racing with us for a while, he's currently on a 144.1. Dimitri Stathis is, I think he's Sim Racing Montreal.
Yes.
He's also on a 144.1, and Krista Hior is also on a 144.5. And we've got Tony Whitten on he's currently in the pits on a 145.1. Now we do have Robert Abando in this group one because he can't race in another group, but I think he's aware that his times may not be comparable. So we'll see. We'll see where that takes us. And we've got Merch Pownov, who's not currently put a lap in. On the GT4 race on Wednesday, though, Mercy's lap time was out of this world. So if we can pull off that sort of lap time in this race, I think we're going to see something really exciting. So that's the top racers in this group, and the times are just absolutely extraordinary. Most of the drivers are in the pits at the moment, but I will keep an eye on the time, and I will switch the time.
Rhys Wiggin, 141.87.
Yeah, so we've got a 141.871 and a 141.877. Absolutely ridiculous. I'll put the lap times up on the screen so you can just see how close them. In fact, we've just got Mercy just in a 142.9. That's the first 10 drivers under the 142s. So I think that's just going to show exactly what's going to go on here. I'm just reading the chat in case I've missed anything. So 2 ticks on that. The brand hatch crash. Yeah, it was laying just so the barrier. Nikos is saying he's done liveries for everybody except for himself and for me, Nikos. I have done my own. Yeah, I think Don's. I think I've got most of the skins. For those who do race for the eSeniors, I have now started creating skin packs. And the idea is you just extract the skin pack to your customs folder, and all the skins are included. And I think someone posted on Discord yesterday. There's some amazing liveries in there. So it's really worth getting them if you want to see the cars in the glory.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you'll just get the dull black colours. As I'm driving the Aston, I've been doing the Cognizant. The GT4, there isn't one for it, so I've created my own. I'm pretty pleased with it, to be fair. It was based on the GT3, but obviously it's a different makeup of car, it's a different model, so I've had to play around with the sponsorship stuff and like that. But they do look really good. And the GT3 one is the official livery, but obviously I've tweaked it slightly to put my name on it and so on and so forth. But some of the liveries out there that Nikos has been doing are absolutely outstanding. So please get the skin pack and download it, so if you ever do any of your replays, you will see them and you will exactly appreciate what effort's been put into them. I'm just looking at what else has been put in there.
So Mark, explain. For that pack, all you have to do is download it and then install it in the...
You just extract it. So good question. So Andy Lees is just saying Carlo's car is black here. Now, if I've not got Carlo's skin, and I've got all the skins I've been provided with, his car will appear black. It could be that Carlo's official colour is black, but obviously I can't determine that. I'm sorry, I just switched to Chris Bourne because he's on a bit of a quick lap at the moment. Although I believe I've got all the skins, I may not have one. Just so you're aware, in the skin pack there are 41 unique skins. On my machine alone, I've got in the region of 60 to 70. So I've got a lot more than are in the skin pack. But some of them haven't been named, so I can't work out what goes where. If they're not named in a uniform manner, I've not included them in the skin pack, because otherwise I have to spend hours trying to work out whose is whose. So that's how the skin packs work. Yeah, so Chris Bourne has moved up now into 4th, 142.1. So we're now getting 4 drivers who are within 3/10 of each other. 5 drivers who are in 4/10 of each other at the front. It's looking really exciting, this.
The Bentley front row right now.
Let's put the logos on. I will put the logos on, but again I'll have to explain why you can't see the logos on the car. For those who watch the Group 3 race, you'll know this. So in ACCTV, the application I'm using to control all this, they've got various different options in there. Just so you can see, I can see the manufacturer, I can see the nation of the person racing. If the nation's unknown, you get the United Nations flag, if that's what it's meant to be. I can see the delta of the position, and so on and so forth. There's loads of things I can switch it to. But one of them's the manufacturer. So you can see there I've got the manufacturer for most of the cars. Now Jeremy's just pointed out the 1st and 2nd place are the Bentley. That's because when ACCTV did it, Bentley appealed and said we don't want to use that logo in the game, so ACCTV have had to remove it. Now the reason for that is if you look at them logos, they look a little bit fleshier than the standard logos, and I presume, again I can't be accurate on this, so I'm going to use the word alleged, Bentley took exception to the logo on that. I do believe they are talking with Bentley, so hopefully at some point that problem will be resolved. Also, as part of ACCTV and an up and coming release, they're releasing a whole new set of skins. Now, if them skins are available for public use and consumption, I'll make them available as well. But this product I'm using is evolving every single week, and I'm seeing new functionality. They've now got cameras for the start grid and stuff like that. I've not managed to work out how some of them work yet, but there's a lot coming in this application, and a lot of what you see me switching between cars and changing the angles, for example to the helicam, I'm doing by clicking a button. If I want to go to the reverse wing of John Saunders, I can do that with a click of a button. If you try and do that as a spectator in the game, you can't do it as easy as that. So there's quite a lot the software is allowing me to do. Because it's only going to be getting better, the tools we will have available to us is only going to get better, which means the experience you guys are seeing is also going to get better as well. So this is making my life so much easier, and being able to control everything. I've still got a lot of screens going on, but I can see more focused of what's going on in here, and it also does allow you to extract all the incidents that have been logged as well. So very, very useful, very, very powerful. So if you wonder how I do it, and I can put, say, switch timing screens off, put lap comparisons on and stuff like that, the software's letting me do that. Alright, so from that perspective it allows me to do quite a lot of different things. Whew, that was a lot to cover in one guy. So Nikos is asking, is 333 a new guy? Yes, he is, Nikos. He contacted me earlier. He's been registered for a while, but he is a new guy, and he told me his lap time, and yes, he was very, very fast. John Saunders is relatively new, but I think he's been racing with us for a week, so we worked out he should have been in Group 1 as well, and I think me and Jeremy, between us, have probably made the right decision with some of these races as well, rather than sticking in Group 2 or Group 3, where they just walked it, to be fair. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I've got me... I've just done it, but you can see I've got my own little animation now that tries to incentivise people to click the subscribe and like button. But thank you, that's very good of you, sir. I'm fully appreciative that you're doing that for us. We've got 2 minutes left to go. At the moment, we've got Rhys Wiggins in pole. He's not better this time. It's a 141.871, and Carlo is a 141.877. John Saunders is currently third with a 142.0, and fourth place is Nelson with a 142.1, Chris Bourne with a 142.1, Andrea Keola with a 142.2, Merch Pownov with a 142.4, Mark Neutlings with a 142.5, Jorgen Walby with a 142.5, Lars Eklund with a 142.8, and then we've got Neil Bywater 142.8, Eric Dont 142.9, and then we start going down into the 143s beyond that. But as you can see, them lap times are absolutely stunning. I don't know about you, but these times are absolutely amazing. I don't think I'd seen a 141 on Imola before this. Yeah, you might see them on the YouTube streams where they do one-off laps, but I think these guys are going to be doing this during the race, or not far off, which is going to make it absolutely more mesmerising. You can learn so much watching these guys race around these tracks. So much in relation to where they brake, where they take the corners. So sometimes download the replay. I always make the replay available when I remember. Always download the replay, jump on board with someone and just watch what they're doing. Look at the inputs, use the HUD, look at the inputs of the brakes. You can learn so much about what they're doing. Granted, their equipment might be different, but the principle still stands. When they press the brakes, you press the brakes. It's pretty much as simple as that. We've got 2 more into the stream. Harrison Nolan, hi Harrison, who's one of the Group 2 racers.
Hello, Harrison.
And we've got Craig Holmes. And sorry, Craig just made me giggle with what he just put. It reminds me of the film, is it Airplane, where he says, this week was a good week to give up smoking, this week was a good week to give up drinking, this week was a good week to give up drugs. And Craig's just put, judging from those times, I picked a good week to be away. So absolutely brilliant. So that's qualified over. Sorry, Craig, that made me giggle. That was really good, that. Brilliant timing. Oh,
So now this is gonna be a very intense start. I mean, that's gonna be thrilling.
Yeah. So we've just got a couple of drivers out on track at the moment, and then we'll be going to the start grid, and then we'll see where that takes us into the race. But I'm hoping we've not got an incident-filled race, because that means there's issues. What I'm hoping for is incidents, as in people passing and going for it, as in fair racing. So I'm hoping we're going to hopefully give you such a good ride. Now, the difficulty is when you have a lot of close racing on track, we can't concentrate on it all at once. You know, there's only so much time I can give to each of the racers who are racing, and sometimes you might see someone battling in 9th and 10th, but ultimately, you know, it's the first and second we're concentrating on. Back shortly.
Your second thoughts here.
Okay, we're live on the grid. A couple have joined. Jack Jacobs, hi Jack. Kai's joined and Uwe's joined. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. So quick rundown as we start going down the runnings for the green light. We've got Reese Wiggins in pole. We've got Carlo Vabrabant in second. John Saunders in third. Merch Pownov in fourth. Nelson Abranhoser in fifth. Chris Bourne in sixth. Andrea Caiola in seventh. Mark Neutlings in eighth. Lars Eklund in ninth. Jorgen Walby in 10th. Neil Bywater in 11th. Eric Dont in 12th. Krista Hjort in 13. Kev Forrest in 14. Dimitri Stathis in 15. Tony Whitten in 16. And Robert Abando in 17. So there's your top 17 runners. I think it's going to be a really interesting start. As I said, hopefully no incidents and we just enjoy the racing, and we'll see where we go from there. Some really nice liveries again. As you can see, looks like I've not got Carlo, so I do need to see if I could acquire that. You can see I've got Chris Bourne's there, the nice purple Lexus with the purple Union flag on the top of it. Hi Stefan, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Alien Recognition Day, absolutely. I like that phrase. Just coming up, ready for the lights out. You'll see the green lights on the you'll see the red lights on the Grand Prix on the left, and then you'll see them turn green any second now. So you can see the lights there on the left. And they usually turn green. You usually get to see them go green. And if we go,
here we go.
Lights out and away we go. So straight away, we got Reese, who's made his continuous place in first place. One of the gainers at the moment is Chris Bourne. But so far, everyone's respecting the positions. I'll just jump back a little bit more. No incidents so far. A little bit more, and off we go. So everyone's managed to get through. We've already got John Saunders pressurising Carlo. Obviously the tyres have got to get warmed up. We have had someone struggling off the grid, and that looks like Lars Eklund. A few cars did collide on the grid, believe it or not. We've had car 823, which was Krista. We've had car 66, which was Kev Forrest. We've had car 68, which is Jorgen. Car 963, which is Eric, and car 696, which was Lars. Lars has had two 823.
Kev Forrest, I believe.
Yeah. So there's quite a few straight away who's had a bit of a difficulty. They are all running again now, but car 696, which is Lars, has got a hell of a catch up to do. I'm just going to jump back to this group of cars where we've got a bit of racing going on, and Nelson's just managed to pass Merch. So we did say Nelson was quite a quick runner, and off we go with this. So Chris Bourne will be putting pressure on at Merce. There's been a pass at the back. Eric's managed to take Kevin, but their times aren't currently registering, so I presume they're still on track. Or there has been an incident with car 52, so Neil Bywater has bumped someone, but it's not telling me who. As there's nothing on the track, I would say it's more like a love tap as opposed to somebody taking somebody else out. Robert Abando is actually having a storming race. He's moved up to 13th place. And you can see it. Yeah, absolutely. But I think he's putting pressure on Krista at the moment. The battle is definitely this lot of cars here. I'm just going to jump back a car just so we can get more in the frame because the guys behind are battling as well. I think when the tyres get going, I think we're going to see quite a few.
Pretty close between Nelson, Merch, and Chris right now.
So we're currently riding on board with Chris, and in front we've got Merch in front and Nelson in front of him. We have lost a driver. I'm trying to work out who we've lost based on that. Carlo, we're still at Carlo. We've lost.
Yeah, Lars is in the pits right now. We'll go back out.
I'm trying to think who we've lost.
It looks like he had severe damage to his car.
Someone said they went sideways. Eric's still in there.
I think Kev left.
Kev Forrester's gone, yeah. So he might come on the stream in a minute. You can see there.
That's unfortunate.
This is going to be interesting. 2 Lexus. What is it, Lexus or Lexi? Can't even think about that. You can see there's a couple managing to pass. Oh, that Aston's just took off. I think that was... yeah, that Aston there took off going over the bumps. So, a bit of a flyer. So what I'll do is I'll put the gap on and put the timing screens on just so you can see the gaps. And the red ones are indicated of people who are passing. So Eric's just done a pass on Dimitri, down in 14th place. And you can see here we've got Mark putting pressure on Merch. And is he going to get him? You can see we've got a really good view there from the rear of the car. You can see he's gaining on him. He's still got a long way to go. Merch has gone very defensive, but he now looks like he's going to take the corner. So this is all about braking. Both broke really, really well. I'll change the angle a little bit now and go onto the dash of the Aston with Mark Neutlings. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Eric's catching Dimitri. Then two seem to be swapping places. So again, I'll see what's going on in relation to that.
Lars got a stuff and go. He probably switched to second gear in the pits.
Right. Nikos, Kai, just for reference, Lexuses, you're probably right. There's a program over here. It was well liked, and the guy used to drive. In his words, used to drive a Lexus, and he always turned around and said the Lexus multiple plural was Lexi, and it was a bit of a comedy thing. So that's why I use that term as a bit of a joke, to be honest. So it might be lost on some of the community there, but that's what it was all to do with. And we can see here there's another bit of a take going on.
Oh, we have a very close between Merch and Andrea. Okay.
Yeah, Kaola, very close.
Yeah, very close. I think Kaola went wide to avoid contact.
Look at this, Mark.
It's not over yet.
Kaola, this is looking brilliant.
Okay.
Look at that. We've got Jorgen joining the party as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, I'm just going to jump back a car. That's where the action's at.
5 cars back to back.
I'm not going to go into the cockpit because if it's in the cockpit, you're not going to see everything. So I'll keep to this camera view for the moment because this, as I say, anything could happen here. So this is at the moment Mark and Andreola. Andreola's gone for the braking point. He's decided not to go for it.
Oof. That was very
close. But if we look at the lap times and the lap split, you can see a significant difference there. I'd say significant difference because these are the fast guys. You know, when you're talking less than a second, that's not really significant. And you can see now we've also got, I think, is that Neil joining the party as well at the back? I'm going to go back a further car, and we've got a bit of a train going. So
the thing is, in the meantime, Carlo is getting closer to Reese at the front. He's less than a second now behind.
Yeah, I'm seeing that gap as a second at the moment, and John Saunders is 1.2 behind Carlo. So really interesting. That Ferrari at the back, I think, is that Neil's or Witten's? Hold on. So Neil is the blue Gulf, I think, and the Ferrari is Tony Witten. If I'm right, I can just put the manufacturer on just to make sure I've got that right. Put the manufacturer
I think
on.
you're right.
Witten is in the Ferrari, yeah.
Yes.
As is Bywater. Although that can't be right because Bywaters doesn't look like a Ferrari to me. That looks more like an Aston. But what do I know? So consequently, I think from that perspective, I think the Ferrari is gaining, but it's also going wide quite a bit. So he's really putting the effort into there. Just going to jump back a little bit because even though we've got this, we've also got this going on behind, which is Jorgen and Neil. So I think that one's... I'm just trying to work out
Very
who that one is.
interesting
That's
to
Andrea.
say that the top 5 have managed to pull out 3 seconds away from the 6th. You know, they're in a race of their own already.
Kev's joined us in the stream. Kev, could you just let us know what happened there? Got involved in someone else's crash 100 yards past the start line, too much aero damage. We saw a car 696, which I think was Lars. I think Lars is currently sat in the pit, or maybe not. He's not registering as pit now. So were you involved in a collision with another incident, and therefore that's put you out of the race? Because we didn't really see it, because obviously it was the start, and there's about 6 different pieces of contact. So if you can just put something in the chat, I'll obviously relay that information back. Okay, so this is still where the battle is. You can see the lap times, Jorgen and Kaola. Jorgen's behind.
Nelson is attacking John now.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll jump on board with Nelson and go into the dash cam of that. I'll remove the split times. We don't need the split times.
And it looks like Kaola has some sort of issue there because he lost quite a few places.
Yeah, he was
now in 8th.
Yeah, and I think he was a couple of seconds off, wasn't he? Even though it was his fastest lap, actually. It was his fastest lap, his personal best. I think he's lost a bit of time, yeah. So, we've got Dimitri. I'm just going to jump on board with Dimitri. Dimitri looks like he's going for... that's Krista in the orange and Dimitri in the red. So, Krista's gone wide, and Dimitri was putting Krista under pressure. So Dimitri's managed to put Krista under pressure, which has caused Krista to go wide. I'm just going to jump back forward because Nelson's caught up.
Exactly.
John
Nelson
Saunders
is passing. He's
he's gone a bit wide there, there. But I think you can see he's given as good as he can get there. So let's just ride on board with him again. Go back to the dash cam.
And now Jan made a mistake. There you go.
There you go. So yeah,
you went ahead.
I think I mentioned about Saunders. You can see Chris Bourne's there now. Very quick guy, but I think I did mention early on in the stream that sometimes he will just go off track, and I think that's another example there. But you'll see all the drivers go off track, to be honest, because it's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
That's right. Chris just passed.
Absolutely. I will say I don't think I've seen Chris go off track, though.
No.
He seems to be so consistent, Chris.
Very consistent.
Absolutely.
But this is the pressure also on the track like Imola, going at those speeds with those fast guys. I mean, it's the one who's going to make the least mistakes. It's always the same story.
Andrea's on a very good lap at the moment. He's a second up from where he was. His lap time's going to be very respectable in relation. Someone had a stop and go. That was car 6. Oh, that was Lars. Speeding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he served and now he's back on the track, except that he's 2 laps down.
Yeah, I like Don's comment there. It's not our fault we go off the track. They put the corners at the end of a straight when we're going far too fast. I've never quite thought of it like that, Don, but yeah, that's so true. Why did he put the corner at the end of a straight? Very good. Very, very good. Yeah, keep that humour coming. That's really good, guys. Fully appreciate that. Carlo's going 2/10 faster than Reese at the moment. Reese is actually 3/10 because Reese is a 10th down. So I think that's I'm just gonna jump on board with the rear of Reese, and you can see Carlo there coming up in the black Bentley, putting pressure on the Reese Wiggins there.
Yeah, he's doing very well right now. Both Bentleys.
Right, so Kev's just turned around and said, red car, possibly Lars. I think it might have been Dimitri actually, Kev. Red Ferrari. Had contact, spun out of the right, bounced off the wall and collected a couple of cars. They all spun in front of you, had nowhere to go. Tried to avoid contact but got collected. I mean, yeah, there was one on that start session there was 6 incidents, I think. So it all started from, looks like car 696. But something went on there between 696 and doesn't show any other car involved at that point, so I'm not too sure what happened there.
See, that goes to stay. You know, that's what I meant. I mentioned that earlier during the meeting. Is Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, same mistakes happen, and especially at the start. And it's probably due to high level of adrenaline. But Group 1 is not sheltered from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on board with John Saunders, but I'm just going to go on board with Neil Bywater, because Neil is catching Jorgen here in the Gulf Aston, and you can see he's got a really good run here. So I'm just wondering whether Neil's going to get enough run to manage to outbrake him into the corner. As you can see, though, at the moment Jorgen's taken the defensive line. He's sitting left a little bit, which means he's going to force Neil to go round. Oh, he's moved over. So is he going to outbrake him? Are they going to respect each other's space?
Yeah,
brilliant, absolutely brilliant race in that. Total respect to each other there. Really good, really well done. And as you can see now, we'll just jump on board with Neil from rear. You can see now Jorgen's getting a run at Neil, but that's not really a passing place unless you've made a mistake on the previous corner.
So Neil moved from Porsche to Ferrari, correct?
Looks like he, and he seems to be getting a lot out of the Porsche at this point as well.
Yeah. And we have Carlo very close to Reese right now.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on board with Carlo. Thanks for that, my friendly spotter. So we've got Carlo, who's less than half a second on Reese, so this is going to get really interesting. The battle of the Bentleys. And as I said, they go round the chicane there, and it's a case of curbs. What curbs? Because the Bentley doesn't seem to give a monkeys about curbs.
And we have Nelson. First race is right now on the podium.
Absolutely.
If he can maintain that.
Absolutely. I think someone said in the voice chat before, why do we keep inviting these fast drivers? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons there, actually. I think indirectly the league is getting noticed, and a lot of people who've raced in other groups are probably thinking, that's the group where I can push myself, and and it's really a compliment to every racer who races for eSeniors.
Definitely.
Because you're spreading the word as much as you can. We do need to spread the word more. Subscribe and like to good YouTube, and obviously try and share things on Facebook with your friends, relatives. Get the word out there. The more people we get, the more interest we get, the bigger we get, and again, the more interest we'll get from outside. Ultimately,
Exactly.
me and Jeremy have a vision of where we want this to be. That vision can't just be me and him. It's got to be you guys. We're just 2 in the group. You guys are the members. You are the ones who are going to make these the numbers. So let's try and make it something fantastic. This racing we're watching, but the 2 races I've done, the Group 3 and this, have absolutely been amazing. And I know Stefan, who's in the stream, mentioned comments about Group 3 was being bottom of the barrel. If anybody watched that Group 3 race on Friday, I don't know where the barrel is, but it's certainly that wasn't the bottom of the barrel. If anything, it was sat at the top, trying to clamber out, because there was some fantastic racing in Group 3. And there's a section in the midfield, I think Andy Lee's mentioned, he had to go for some food part way through. But the midfield battle in Group 3 was absolutely amazing. We need to think about this for the group. Try and get the group noticed. And unfortunately, yes, we're going to get faster drivers coming in, but it's brilliant because we've got Reese, we've got Carla, we've got Nelson now, we've got Chris Ball, we know he's a fast guy, John Saunders, 2 new guys in the top 5 there. Then we've got your Murches, you've got your Mark Neutlings, you've got your Kyolas, your Bywaters. These are the guys who last season were the podium guys, and now we've got other guys who are pushing them. That's fantastic for the group. That absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. So it's very, very, very interesting to see that now, literally, Reese and Carlo are in a race of their own. They're almost 6 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
And then we have a pack of Nelson, Chris, John, Murch. But Murch is 5 seconds behind John. So there we have 2. Yeah, that's an interesting pack. Nelson, Chris, and John following each other.
Yeah. We've got John. Chris Bourne is not pulling away from John Saunders. We can still see the Ferraris pushing there.
Yeah.
Just a comment in the stream there. Terry's on about someone to live stream Group 2. We do actually have someone lined up Terry. So Group 2 will be live streamed. It'll be live streamed by Juan.
Yes.
Juan done a couple of the Group 1 races towards the end of the last season, and he will be doing the Saturday races. I was in communication with Juan earlier today just to make sure it's all set up, ready to go. So look, you know, you can just see John there got a little bit loose going through the Minerali, Aqua Minerali, should I say. And yeah, we've got someone ready to stream Saturday. So we're hoping, with the exception of the GT4, we've got the Porsche Cup, we've got Group 3, Group 2 and Group 1 all being live streamed.
Absolutely.
Now, in the GT4, I might be doing my own personal stream, where obviously it's me sat in the car. But the principle is, you know, we're trying to get all the races as much as possible streamed, just so we can get people to watch, review them, look back at them, or also see if anybody else sees it. You know, hit the right person, and all of a sudden there's an interest. That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, it's not impossible that we will ask Juan to do the GT4s eventually. Maybe he'll kick in halfway through the season. We'll see if we can manage that.
Alternatively, if there's someone who fancies doing the GT4 who doesn't race the GT4, ACC Director is a very simple tool that allows you to change the camera angles like I'm doing. You get to see what's going on. Chris Bourne is now catching. I'm just going to switch to the front view. He's now catching. Sorry about that. He's now catching Nelson. Yeah, if anybody fancies doing the GT4 themselves, obviously I've been doing this a little bit of a while now, so you do learn quite a lot. But I'm sure some budding streamers could have a go at this and have the same effect. But anyway, let's back onto the concentration on the action. As you can see here, Nelson's getting put under pressure from Chris Bourne. We've got a new guy, Sven Hartman.
Yeah,
he says he's
too young for the group, he says.
Oh, you're joking. New to ACC in general, found the stream by accident. I'm too young for the cut-off to join the fun, but this is brilliant racing. Greetings from Florida, and keep up the great job. Thank you, Sven. Absolutely fantastic, mate, that you've joined. We're trying to stream most races, and to be fair, most races are as good as this. I'm going to go to the helicopter view so you can see just how close these three guys are together. Where this is going to end up, I have no idea. But yeah, these guys are very, very quick. So just for your benefit, Sven, we have 3 groups, or we have 2 other groups. We have a GT4 group, which is open for all the races in the groups. We have a Porsche Cup on a Thursday, which is open to all the races in the group. And we have 3 defined groups, Group 3, Group 2 and Group 1. The position of the racers in each of the groups is determined by their lap times. So what we do is we work out who's suitable for each group. This is Group 1, which, you know, the term alien is used, which is a term you probably may hear. These are the guys who are what we would say the quickest of the quickest. You know, if you're on track with these guys, they will just pull away. They will leave you for dead. But in a group full of Group 1 guys, you end up with the racing of this quality, which is bumper to bumper, nose to nose. Very few incidents, it's fair to say, with the exception of the start. But really good, respectful racing. And that's what you've got on screen at the moment. So hopefully you're going to enjoy it. So you'll see quite a lot of streams coming up, so definitely subscribe and like. On every subscribe, obviously you'll be notified of the next race when it gets scheduled. Chris is
really ferocious to it.
Yeah,
really ferocious racing between the 3, Nelson, Chris and John. Really very close.
What I'll do is I'll put the lap times up as a split so we can see the split times, just to show you. Now, it's got Chris Bourne there as a red lap time, which is one of his slowest, but it's still a 1:43.2. And we've got Nelson, who did a 1:43.3. Hell, I'd be happy with a 1:43.3 qualifying. These guys are running around the track at that speed with a full tank of fuel. So, just as I said, it goes to show just how quick these guys are. We've got 19 minutes to go, which is obviously halfway through the race now. So, still plenty of changes. There is a gap between Carlo and Nelson. Nelson is the car in front, the Aston. In front of this Lexus.
Yeah, Rich managed to maintain his lead and a little bigger gap now with Carlo. But it's not the end of it.
Nelson's just on a purple in Sector 1. So he looks like Nelson's decided, yeah, I've had enough. I'm putting my foot down a little bit. Sven's said he's been active on iRacing. So he's used to the familiar setup, which is brilliant. Thanks, Sven, anyway. Much appreciate it. And you obviously watching our stream. Spread the word. Much appreciated. Bit of a mistake there. Chris Bourne's managed to gain. You can see now they've pulled away from John Saunders behind them a little bit. So I'm going to go on board with Chris now just to see what's happening. And I'll keep my finger on that heli button just in case we get to see a change. Now Neil Bywater has managed to tuck Imola. Bywater's now in position 8. But since the first lap, this has all been very clean. He's got very sideways there. Very sideways, Nelson. But look how clean that racing is. Absolutely fantastic. Nelson knew his car was out of control, but still managed to not put it onto track.
Very nice.
Total respect, guys. Absolute total respect.
Very clean pass. Amazing.
And that's now brought John into it. So Dimitri's just passed Eric again. So them two have been trading places for the race. We've got Steve Howells in the stream. Hi, Steve. I don't think I've seen your post yet, so welcome to the stream.
Hello, Steve.
Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. It's been fantastic at the start here. Got some cracking battles. I'm just going to switch back to Nelson because Nelson's is under a bit of pressure from John here. So because he's gone off a little bit, I think it's allowed John back in onto the track a little bit.
Yes, definitely. Still having an awesome first race with our group, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm hoping at the end of this, he's one of these guys who says, wow, that was awesome, and comes back. And you know, sometimes it's not a case of it's the racing, it's the cleanliness of the racing and the respect the drivers give you. If these guys have just been racing in public lobbies, have been getting battered from pillar to post, they come to this race, they get really good close racing with fast drivers, but ultimately the racing and not having to worry about being knocked off the track. And it can have a big impact there as well. Hi Terry, another Terry joining us. Terry Howard's joined the stream. Yeah, the racing's been exceptional.
Hello Terry.
I'm just going to jump forward a little bit. In fact, I'm going to go to Chris Bourne's wing so I can get to see the two cars behind them. So Chris's last lap was a 1:43.1, which again is exceptionally quick. But for his lap time, it wasn't the quickest. We've got Peter Wolfslaner. Hi Peter, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming on board. Tell you what, mate, this racing's phenomenal. Group 1, absolutely phenomenal. A couple of new guys looking really good and tasty, to be fair.
I tell you, Nelson hasn't said his last word here.
No, I can just see the way he's queuing his car up. You know what? Chris Bourne, I think it's fair to say, you don't often see under pressure because he's so quick. This guy's putting Chris Bourne under pressure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump on board with Nelson. Go onto the dash cam with Nelson. So let's look at the comparison in the lap times. So the lap times between the two of them. Sorry, I've just switched it off. My apologies. Bring it back on. Is a 1:42.9 and a 1:43.5. So under race conditions, he's still putting in the 1:42s. Who's that? Who's gone off? Is that Carlo, or is that one of the back markers? That's a red McLaren. That's a back marker. They're getting flagged. Is it Lars? That's Lars.
Yeah, it's Lars.
It's Lars. So Kev, I think your answer is the red car was Lars. The red McLaren. Andreas took Neil, so he's got his position back from Neil Bywater, but they are very close. Just see how close they are. There you go. You can see how close these two guys are. So they're at it. Lap after lap after lap, trading laps again, and Jorgen's just sitting behind waiting to see if he can steal any tidbits from the race in front of him. But
hello Peter, good to see you. Peter Wolfslaner joined us.
Absolutely, and since lap 1 we are now into lap 14, we haven't had a single incident, which is phenomenal. More phenomenal when you consider just how fast these guys are racing and how close they are racing. You know, some of them are going into corners side by side, but there's no contact. So if we can get to the end of this race and there's been no incidents after lap 1, I couldn't honestly tell you the last time I've witnessed that on any sort of server, public server. I don't recall it on the eSeniors server in any of the races we've ever done. So absolutely astonishing racing, that really clean.
Definitely.
Chris Bourne's the lap times are so similar. A 1:43.2 and a 1:43.1. You can't split them. You just cannot split them.
And Carlo now is coming closer to to Reese.
Yeah, Carlo's
He's
catching
attacking
Reese up again, but Nelson's really giving Chris a run here. I tell you though, John's still in the mirror.
Yes, he
John
is.
Saunders still sat there waiting to see what's going on.
The thing on this track is that if you follow like this, it's very difficult to pass someone who's on the same pace you are, and you have to adjust to driving following someone as well.
You do.
So,
I think the start finish straight's the passing place, but you've got to get a better drive out. And if the guy in front of you is just as fast, you ain't going to get that. So you're waiting for that mistake, aren't you?
that's right, exactly. But I don't think one of these guys will make that mistake.
Absolutely. Hi Kenneth, welcome to the stream. Nikos is asking who won at Spa. I think it was the water wagons personally. But we had a big discussion about Spa earlier. The weather won at Spa, I think it's fair to say. The race didn't get run. So what they did is they went out behind the safety car for a couple of laps and awarded half points.
Hello, Luke.
Oh, sorry, Dave. You said no spoilers too late. There's nothing to watch. We've got Luke on the stream now as well. Hi, Luke. Paperboat race, yeah. That was Suzuka,
Yes,
wasn't it?
exactly that.
Yeah. Suzuka was the paperboat race.
Oh, John abandoned the race. John abandoned the race.
Why?
I don't know what happened. He's out. He's in the pits.
There's no contact being shown.
No, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he stopped.
Oh, what a
But he
shame.
stopped.
Did he actually stop at the side of the track or just go into the pits?
I think he went straight to the pits from what I see. I don't know.
Oh, what a
He went
shame.
Too fast, so fast. Yeah, that's too bad. And Nelson is still attacking Chris.
Yeah, we're on board with Nelson at the moment. Yeah, I was just wondering, Stefan, is it fuel? Has he realised he ain't going to get round another lap and he's quit to put some more fuel in? Let's see if he comes back out. And it could be technical issues as well.
It couldn't be fuel. Not 11 minutes
No.
before the end. No, I don't think so. It must be something else.
I'm sure he'll message a bit. It could be connection issues. It could be personal issues. You know, we've had drivers where they've had to quit a race for other reasons.
That's unfortunate.
Was it someone with a cat and a cat ran across the screen or something, or they were disconnected the monitor?
That could very well be.
I can tell you a story. I was racing with Mr. Dave T, Sim Reese Leighton, who's in the stream, and we were racing at Hungaroring. I think it was at night time, if I remember, Dave. And I was in second place, and I was racing Dave, trying to catch him. He's much quicker than me, it's fair to say. And next minute, you just hear something about his telly went off and broke. So consequently, he couldn't finish the race. his telly broke. He hadn't put enough coins in the meter, or he killed the hamsters off or something. But it weren't. Yeah, he weren't. It's fair to say he weren't happy. Were you, Dave? I enjoyed it because I won. But, no,
I'll see.
I think I won anyway. I can't remember now.
I see. John just posted something. F Evo hit over curbs, so he had some issue. I think he hit a curb.
I wonder if he's punched. I wonder if he's punctured the tyre, because you can't damage. You can't damage the Evo unless you hit a curb and go over the tyre. There's a pass coming up here.
And here's Nelson and Chris trying to pass. It's gonna be.
Yeah, Dave's just saying, yes, I won. The TV was in the bin the following day. But these things Carlo, just... Oof. Nelson's flying here.
To Reese now.
Yeah, it's absolutely all kicking off, isn't it? We got... I wonder if the guys have been saving the tyres. And the style of driving means the tyres are coming to them now. So Carlo and Nelson.
Dimitri's in the pits as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had the same issue John had with the Ferrari.
Oh, right. What? Hit the curbs?
I guess so.
That must be a puncher then, because I'm not aware of any of the damage you can get from hitting the curbs. Yeah.
It must be.
If you get puncher damage, that's it. It's game over, isn't it, really?
Let's see. Neil is also in the Ferrari. Let's see if he has any issues. So far, so good.
I actually think I said yesterday, didn't I, when I was following not yesterday, on Friday, someone in the Ferrari, the way it was hitting the curbs and just bouncing over them, and the Ferrari just doesn't ride the curbs well around here, which is bizarre considering it's the Ferrari test track. You think they get their own sort of car? So yeah, Definitely something going on with the Ferraris then. If a couple of Ferraris have got out, but Nelson's still pressurising.
Nelson is flying behind
Absolutely.
Chris. It's incredible. Very difficult to maintain that kind of distance when you race. And they don't know each other as well. It's the first time they race each other.
I think Nikos. Oh, go on.
No, Carlo is very close to Reese as well.
Yeah, I don't think gap's as close as this one at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on that. Nikos, I'm not sure where he's from. His flag does come up as the UK, so there's a chances he's from the UK. So if I put this split up, you'll see the one was done a 1437 and one did a 1434. But you can see they've both got UK flags. So this is Battle of the Brits at the moment. But certainly a new guy and certainly quick. If they can give Chris a run for his money, I don't think we're going to be complaining about that one. It's nice to see, faster drivers having to retain their position.
Oh, Nelson just got to drive through. He cut through the chicane.
Oh, he did, yes. Oh, yeah, what a shame.
He must have cut 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame. So Luke's just made a comment. This channel has cleaned up very, very nice. Great commentary. Thanks, Luke. You started it all. Remember that? we just took the reins up. Oh, what a shame. He's got a drive through. Oh, you'd be kicking yourself, wouldn't you? You would be absolutely kicking yourself. So this battle's pointless now.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's just jump forward to Carlo. Such a shame that. Jump forward to Carlo. You can see now Carlo is definitely within. If you had a fishing rod, you'd be able to put the hook on the rear bumper of that car.
Definitely, with 6 minutes to go, everything's possible. Yeah, because after that, there's pretty much a big gap between every car. No one is battling anyone.
What's interesting about this battle at the front is both of these, I believe, are endurance racers for the eSeniors.
Yeah, they are.
And they're on the same team. So God help anybody being against these two guys. They're flying.
Which means also they will have a lot of respect towards each other. So we have to expect very clean racing between the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anyone will try a foolish move on the other.
But still, it's great racing, isn't it? I wonder if Nelson's going to pit. I mean, he's got 2 laps to pit. He's not going to get to the end of the race, but because plus that'll give you a 30-second penalty.
No.
And a 30-second penalty will take him down to, I think, 12th. It's that close. 30 seconds is going to take him to 12th. The drive-through alone is probably going to take him down there anyway, which is such a shame.
Yeah, usually if you get one warning, it should. There, he just stopped now.
Yeah.
He's doing his drive-through.
Neil Bywater's made a mistake. Everyone's moved up. Yeah. Nikos is on about putting your. There's Jorgen letting everybody past. Putting your names in your country of origin in your names. I mean, I've got mine between my 2 names. The reason being, if you put it in your name, if you use crew chief, it says GBR is on the last lap, which helps nobody. So I think, and the fact that we can now show the nationality. So if I put the nationality up, you can see the nation. So we have got ways of knowing where different drivers are from. And I think just looking at that, you can see the mix of drivers. The countries we've got on there. We've got Italian, we've got American, we've got Dutch, we've got Finnish, we've got South Africa, we've got Germany, we've got Belgium. Actually, we've not got Germany. We've got Belgium, Canada. What a mix of drivers from all over the world, and MKD Macedonia as well, which is the blue flag. So
that's why we are eSeniors GT3 World Championship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Nelson managed to come back out in 9th position. Not too bad.
Yeah, let's see where he goes from that. I mean, that's one of them, isn't it? I think most of us have had a drive-through, and you just gotta learn from it. I mean, he's obviously pushing to keep Chris interested there, to be fair, but you just can't push the boundaries of the game. And I think in some respects it's good to see that sometimes people do get the drive-throughs. It can spoil the interest a little bit, obviously, for the race, but hopefully Nelson will take that on the chin and admit he's had a really good race. You can see Carlo went very deep on the grass there. Put up the cars used? I can indeed. So Terry's asking, can I put the cars, the manufacturer? So just so you're aware, the ones without anything on them, the top two, they are Bentleys. ACC TV aren't allowed to use the Bentley logo, so you can't see Bentley there. So you can see the second and third and fourth are Lexus. There's 4 Astons in the top 9, and there's a good chunk of Ferraris. There's 1 BMW and 1 McLaren at the moment, but you can see it's mainly Astons and Ferraris, 3 Lexus, and two Bentleys. But ironically, the Bentleys are the ones that are doing well, and I think they're the ones that are in the endurance. I think they've picked the Bentley for the endurance race. I think it's fair to say that's a very good decision.
Well, I think from the likes of this race, I think we're going to see a new order in the coming season, in the coming championship for Group 1. I think we're going to have a new different races at the front from previous season.
Yeah, I think I know Pete's on the stream. Peter Wolfslender's on the stream. From your perspective, Peter, if you can just type in, you've obviously seen there's a couple of new drivers coming through, and they appear to be quick. I think from your perspective, that must be really exciting to think that's going to be some new blood to try and home in against. Being up front with your Reeses, your Carlos, your Chris's, you're used to doing that. But as we saw, we had Nelson, who was really pushing Chris and was really quick as well. So it must be nice to know that you've got some other guys, but it'd be nice if you could say what you feel with that, and I'll share that. I think Terry's just saying there he's in the middle of 5 Astons. I think the Aston's a good all-rounder. There's certain tracks it doesn't like. Zandvoort's one of them. Zandvoort, I don't believe, is an Aston track. But a lot of the power tracks, your Spas, your Paul Ricards, the Aston seems to do really well on. Be interested to see how his around Hungaro Ring. That's quite a twisty track. I'd expect the likes of your Ferraris and your McLarens to be quite good round there. I don't know whether the Bentley suits Hungaro Ring purely because of the nature of the track, but I'm sure these fast guys will tell us otherwise. He's still not giving up, is he, Carlo? He's gone a little bit wide there.
Carlo never gives up.
Yeah.
The idea is to never give up. I mean, unfortunately, John stayed in the pits, but Lars, hats off to Lars, because Lars is racing, I think, 2 laps down.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
He was out of the race very early on.
Yeah, I think that's it. Sometimes it's worth just going around the track just to give yourself a bit of experience, and also, to be honest, you're still going to get points.
Yes.
The point split is done now such a way that the chances are everyone's going to get points, which it's what the group wanted, and I think it's fair. If you put the effort in and you finish, I think you've got the potential of deserving something. Peter's just put the entire performance of the league has increased, and I think it's going to be a long and tough season. So I'm sure we'll find out next week. So I'm going to jump on board with Reese from the side view. Obviously, we're coming up to the finish line now, or the finishing lap, shall I say? Coming round, the top portion of the track. They just come up Tosa. I think from their perspective, coming down the Piratella then to Acqua Minerale, and then come up to the chicane.
Really outstanding race from these two.
Yeah, absolutely. They're now coming up to the Variante Alta, the nice chicane, and they're still, I'm not going to say bumper to bumper, but they ain't far off. You can see their angles they're both taking are very, very similar. They're coming down to the final 2 turns, well, not quite final 2 turns, but Ravazza, which is a double left-hander, which in reality is just a glorified bend, if you take it right. And then onto the finish straight, the Variante Bassa. I think that's been an exceptional race for the pair of them. You can see there they're both shaking the cars.
That's it.
Entertainment
Nice.
value. Let's jump on
Very
board.
nice.
Let's go to the Chris. Chris is coming over the line. Again, flashing his lights. Thanks for that, Chris. Another exceptional race there. You hopefully you were sweating a little bit because you were getting put under pressure from Nelson. Brilliant race in that. We've got Merch. Finished 4th. Fantastic Merch that. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. We've got Mark Neutlings. Again, another good run in the Aston. Andrea Caiola. Again, another great result. Neil has managed to keep it in front of Jorgen. He did pull away
Very
and a
nice.
bit of space. We've got Jorgen coming down in the Blue Gulf Aston. Another good run there. And Nelson, after unfortunately having to go to the pits, again, you know, still come back out and carried on and finished 9th. Absolutely respectable result that. And thanks, Nelson, if you do watch this stream, for attending. Absolutely awesome, mate. You did a fantastic job there. And don't let the other cars past. Tony Whitney's just gone past there. And Krista is coming down to pass towards the end.
Very good race. Very good race.
Eric coming round towards the end in the Lexus. And Lars, who's a couple of laps down. Obviously, we've got the chat on the screen now. Lars has parked it up. And Dimitri's in the pits. So, that's it, guys. I'll just read a few more comments.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, guys. Absolutely brilliant to have you on board. It was very entertaining having the feedback from you. Obviously, it's difficult to try and do multiple things, but you guys really helped being in there. Hopefully, you really enjoyed it. And, you know, like and subscribe. And see you for the next race. Thanks, everybody. Absolutely awesome.
Well, thank you.